Okay, so I've hit record. I don't know if it's recording or what it's recording, but I guess we're gonna find out. So I'm glad we got about a good bit of you guys. I'm gonna try to keep this chat open so I could see and admit people in here. So there's a lot of big changes that came about this Friday from College Board. All right, a lot of changes. Um, you you could definitely I was pretty bombarded by the changes. So there is going to be a writing section. It is 45 minutes. That is all still the same. However, it is not an SAQ or a combination of SAQs like we said. It's going to be an actual DBQ. Okay. Now, the thing about it is it's not going to be a DBQ as we've done it. It's not going to be 7 documents. It's going to be a modified DBQ with 5 documents. Okay, that's 5. That's a different change. So with what comes with it is obviously a change in what's going to be expected of you in that time frame. All right. So I am kind of going forward and I'm getting resources for you guys. Now I'm going to share my screen. I should be able to do that while I'm still recording. I'm not particularly sure, but we will figure it out. I think I could manage participants from here. So let me try to leave this somewhere on the screen. Okay, so now that I'm on my computer, I'll go ahead and I'll start showing you guys a few of the changes. So when you go to the homepage, and of course the remote fourth quarter, you're going to see some changes. One is that my office hours changed. I did go ahead and tell people about this, but I wanted to at least show you guys and explain it to you. Monday through Friday is unchanged. I'll be on here Monday through Friday, same hours as normal. Okay, so everybody's going to be, still the same hours. Tuesday and Thursday, I'm not going to be available on Zoom, but I will be available via Remind and email. Okay, I have to be able to look after my son. Unfortunately, my wife has to work a bit longer hours then, so it needs to be done. Wednesday, however, we're going to have some normal hours, except from 10 to 11, I'm going to try to get you on here earlier. If you guys have any questions, concerns, anything personal you need to talk about, I'll be on from 10 to 11. You're going to share that time with my econ and government class. And those are my seniors. They're kind of, be honest, they're not really stopping by a ton right now, but they generally do on Mondays more. From 11 to 12 then, okay, on Mondays, or excuse me, Wednesdays, I'm going to go ahead and have a AP World Live skills support sort of thing. Now I'm going to dedicate this hour to go ahead and kind of, practice skills with you guys. I'll give you guys files. I'll tell you where to find them. It's something that I could do. It's sort of be kind of like a classroom where I'll send you something via Remind. You guys can get it done and we'll go over it, or we'll go over whatever essays that we're working on. Mostly, and obviously, we'll be working on DBQs in this modified DBQ format that we're going to have to deal with. Okay, so that is going to be something different. Every Wednesday now, there'll be from 11 to 12, you will have a live skills support. Okay, so we're going to work on things together. I'll tell you where to find files, and it'll be a good thing for you guys if you want to pass the exam. This is not mandatory. Okay, if you show up, great. That's awesome. I love it. That means those are the people that are going to probably really want to pass the AP World exam and really want to get this college credit. Okay. And then afterwards, you got 12 to 1 p.m. for AP research. You don't need to worry about that. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to see about me go to, I'm not sure how to do this very good. So give me a second here, guys. That is not what I wanted to do. I'm going to stop the sharing real quick. And let me undo the chat. Please type in the chat if you guys have a question at this time about the new office hours and the Wednesday live skills support. Okay, I'll give it a minute so you guys can type in some questions. If I don't see anything in the next couple of minutes, we'll move on. Or you know, maybe I unmute it or something like that. Okay. I unmuted everybody. It might be easier this way if I just unmute. Does anybody have any questions about the changes to the Wednesday schedule? All right, if no one says anything, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody again, okay? Okay, muting everybody again. Okay, moving right along, I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen again. Okay, so only thing that you've missed that we've gone over, if people just came in, is that there's a change in the office hours. Please, you saw the thing that I sent out via Remind, and you see the thing on the website. This is a pretty big hour for us to gain some more skills. So going back up, you can see those changes are also reflected in the schedule that you'll find here. You'll see that there is an exam time posted. I know I sent this out already, but I did want to at least show you guys one more time. Your exam will be Thursday, May 21st at 2 p.m. I will go ahead and give a ton more information. I will try to give more information as we go forward with how to connect to the exam, all the connections that we do have. So stay tuned for more information there. All right, I'm gonna go to, whoa, what is going on here? All right, let's try to refresh that page. Going to your exam review page now. Seems like having a little internet issues here. I think I had some, let me go back into this. Hold on, guys. Can everybody hear me still? Or, I mean, I'm unmuting everybody. I think I had a little bit of an internet issue there. Can everybody hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Corona.
That was a bit, okay. That was a bit loud.
All right, yeah.
Anyways.
Somebody got to back up from their mic a little bit. All right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and back to the meeting, you guys. Let's get back to this. Sorry about that. We had internet. Dang, y'all really got to learn how to use a microphone. Y'all putting it like right here next to your mouth and you're laughing. All right. Oh, can't minimize that. I'm still recording. Okay, let's go back to sharing the screen. Okay, so we're back to your exam review page on my website, okay? Going down to exam review. Again, your AP World exam is Thursday, May 21st at 2 p.m. Start setting aside time, start setting aside things you need to make sure you get out of your own way, all right? I did add Heimler's video right here where it gives you basically everything you need to know. It gives you everything you need to know about the exam as of that date. Right here is another website, okay? That's a great website from Adamson, that's her name. And right here, you can find a few more resources for you guys to review with. Quizlet vocab review sets and unit brain dumps. Those are pretty sweet things. I've also borrowed her DBQ outlines and context practices so we could use them to help prep for our exam, okay? So that's one thing that we can use here. I don't know why it never lets me get rid of that tool. Let's go back to my website. Okay, back to the website. Here is the brand new area that I needed to show you guys for right now. I am still working on compiling resources for you guys. All right, that's something that is still kind of going on. All right, I will do my best to get, so let's go over some of these things right here. And I really want to go over at least one thing, and this is super important. Your DBQ rubric that you guys have is different now. Now, if you follow my mouse, okay, this is the normal rubric that we have been using for the entire year, where there's 7 documents and you have an hour to do this. Okay, this is important to understand, to see the changes from this document. All right. So your thesis and claim is generally worth 1 point, contextualization worth 1 point. Now evidence used to be 3 points. So there's no change in the thesis or contextualization points. All right, that's a big deal. That's nice. So at least we don't have to worry about that. Now here's where it changes. All right, now your original prompt, your original DBQ, you could get 3 points. Okay, you can get 1 point if you use 3 documents to address the topic of the prompt, and 2 points if you used at least 6 of the documents to support an argument. In other words, it's relating to the argument and it also is helping to prove your point. All right, now there is a change to the rubric now. Evidence with the new 2020 rubric, where we're only doing 5 documents in 45 minutes, is a modified DBQ for your exam now. It's going to change. You can get up to 5 points in the evidence category. Now you can get evidence from the documents. Now that's worth about 3 points. In other words, you can get 1 point right here, just using, okay, 2 documents to address the topic of the prompt. Okay, so that's not too hard at all. All right, you can get an additional point if you can even use these same documents to support an argument, because again, if you support an argument, it's also addressing the topic of the prompt. So that goes hand in hand. You can get 2 points by supporting an argument by using 2 of the 5 documents. All right, now to get the full 3 points on the evidence, you're going to want to support the argument with 4 of the docs. Okay, so it's kind of relating to the same thing. You use every document but 1 in supporting your argument. Okay, that's different than just, you know, saying, hey, this relates to it. No, it's more than just that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and check out the chat now. If you have questions, just put them in the chat. I'm gonna try to keep the chat up as we're going forward. So Sri Sun says they lowered the amount of time in documents and increased the amount of work we have to do to get a full perfect score. Actually, that is incorrect. So you don't have to do as many documents now. Okay. Now to get a perfect score, you're actually, there's only one real change, and that's something we haven't even addressed yet. This is going to be easier. You're right, Tyran, because you only have to use 4 documents now to support an argument. Okay. Tyran, I don't know how many points we need to pass, because every year when they do this, there's always a curve. So whoever got the best score possible, that's your 5, and they go down from there. These are all the 5s. And then as it goes down the curve, here are the 4s, here are the 3s, here are the 2s, and it slowly it gives you that curve, which is nice for you guys. But I don't know how this is going to turn out, if people are going to find this easier or harder. But do we have any questions on the evidence part? You get 5 points total, and I haven't addressed the evidence beyond the documents, but I wanted to at least give you guys a chance right here to ask some questions. Linda, I'm sorry if I'm buggy for you. Am I buggy for anybody else? Is that I know? Okay. All right, perfect. So yeah, Jada, the whole test is 1 DBQ. That's what I've said a few times now. Yeah, it hopefully easy. You're right. Now let me get to the next part about evidence. Okay. Now you guys can still see my screen. I'm still showing my screen. So the next part of that is evidence beyond the documents. Now you knew about this because of in the DBQ, you had to use at least one specific piece of historical evidence. That's a hard point to get. But now, since we're in review and we only have a certain amount of time period to cover, this is a pretty, we can get this point. Okay, I guarantee you we can get this point. Now, there's 2 ways you can get this. So you can bring one piece of outside evidence. So let's say it's discussing, the Mongols. Okay, you're talking about the Mongols. And maybe they don't mention at all in the documents about, and I doubt it would, but let's say it's talking about the spread of gunpowder. And you bring in evidence about how the Mongols helped to spread gunpowder, and you include that within your essay. That is where you get that one additional evidence point. Now, they expanded the rubric, and here's your 2020 rubric, the one we're using. If you use a second piece of historical evidence about the Mongols, and maybe later on in your essay, you talk about how the Mongols, eventually took over China and started the Manchu dynasty. Okay, that's something that you could bring in that is evidence beyond the documents, that is his specific historical evidence, okay, that is relevant to the prompt. You can't just bring in a random fact, okay? It's got to be something that relates to your prompt, okay? If you do that, you will get the 2 points. So if you notice over here, all the things in red are different about this 2020 rubric. So you can see that there's a difference in the amount of points. Instead of 3 points for the evidence, you can now get 5 points in total for the evidence. Okay, let me go ahead and bring back up the chat. And let's see, do we have any questions on this? All right, Shri-san, I see that you typed in, okay, so Jada, why can't be multiple choice? It is what it is. Shri-san, that is the absolute worst thing you could do. Once you start the exam, you only have 45 minutes. Now, I'm telling you right now, College Board is going to use all the crazy software in there to try to catch people from cheating. Most likely, they are going to have multiple ways to track who's doing what test at what time. So I'm betting that they're going to go ahead and have, 2 or 3 or 4 even different DBQs for the Eastern Standard Time. And then when it goes over to the next time zone, there's probably going to be 3 or 4 different prompts for that time zone too, to prevent cheating across time zones, okay, of the US. Now, if you don't know what it means like if you're over farther, no, but Sonny, I get it. I know that he's probably joking. I know that he is, and those are great DBQ writers, but it's still, I know there's going to be some of you guys that are going to try to cheat. I get it. I understand. But they're going to be putting your essays in through Turnitin. So they're going to check for, cheating. From what I understand, if you're caught cheating on a College Board exam, an AP exam, from what I understand about that, is that you won't be able to take another AP test. So any other AP classes you take, sorry, you're just not going to take the exam. That's what I understand, at least from what they've told the teachers. Okay, so please don't think about cheating in any way. All right. I don't know if they're gonna make you use your camera at all. There's gonna be a variety of things. So I've seen what they do with some things. So like say you're using a laptop. They may have you take pictures of the room or scan your laptop around the room so they could see if anybody's in the room before you start. They haven't exactly released a ton of information about us to us about how they're going to do this, but I know they're going to be checking through Turnitin and other software of the sort. If you're not available during the exam, like if you are not available on the 21st at 2 p.m., you're going to have to do the makeup, which is later on, which is in June, and it's later, but I guarantee you they're going to make it harder. All right. So please keep that in mind. We're still going through the modified DBQ rubric here, everybody. So I'm just going to try to do this. I don't know how it's going to work. Okay. They're going to tell us more about it later on, but I'm trying to give you a heads up on what the rubric change looks like. All right, moving right along. Again, thesis claim is unchanged. Contextualization is unchanged. Evidence has been expanded from 3 to 5 points, where you, again, are using the 5 documents total that are on this DBQ, and use 2 to address the topic, you get a point. 2 to support an argument, you can get 2 points. If you support an argument with 4 documents, you get the full 3 points, and then your outside evidence, things that you could bring in that relate to the prompt, can add an additional 2 points. All right, here is where it doesn't get tricky. It's the same thing as usual. Now, remember HIP and SOAP? It used to be that you need, for 3 documents, explain the document's point of view, purpose, historical situation, and why it's relevant to your argument, your thesis, your thing that you are arguing about, okay? The change is now, if you want 1 point in this area, you only need to use 1 doc to get the 1 point. Okay, that's it. All right. Here's the change. If you do it for a second document, the HIP or SOAP analysis, you now get that 2nd point. All right. And that's the long and short of that. So it is less. So it used to be 3 to get 1 point. Now it's, you could do 2 and get 2 points. That's the HIP and SOAP analysis, the historical context, the purpose, you know, historical situation, audience. Any of those things can be analyzed and relevant to your argument to get those points. And finally, I remember we talked about this before. We said this is the unicorn point. I don't know how many of you are going to be able to get this, but this basically is a point, and they still have it in there. I disagree with it completely, but hey, it is what it is. That if your essay demonstrates a complex understanding of the developments in this, you have complex arguments, you link together all of these documents, it's kind of one of those things where very few people are going to get this, okay? So you notice at the very end of this, 7 points was the old rubric. Now it's out of 10. So they took away 2 documents from you guys, but now you're 8. You took away 2 documents, so now your DBQ is at a total of 5 documents, but now it is 10 points on the rubric. Now this is a rubric that I went ahead and started to modify, okay, for you guys. Now I'm gonna go ahead and, I wish I could close this thing up here. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and just go like this. Let's go back to the exam review page, and I'll show you. Let's just close these. I've given you a few things to help you with this. Now, if you want the official DBQ rubric, oh wait, you know what? Let me go back and make sure that I give you guys time to ask some questions here. So, all right, Shri-san, it says this is not an official chart. No, it is not. It is something that me and a couple of people made that shows you the differences. If you want the actual rubric, if you go to my website, once again, okay, you can see right here, AP History Rubric, right? This is from College Board. All right, here is the official one from College Board. You'll see that it's the exact same thing. It's just a little harder to read. So I encourage you guys to check it out, but I've also given you this one right here, DBQ Rubric 2020 versus 2019, so you can see the difference fairly easily. Okay, does that address your concern there, Shri-san? And Linda is asking about, what about the review packets though? You're clearly not listening. We're talking about the DBQ right now. All right, I ain't talking about no review packets. You want to get the information from that, go to the other parts of the website, check out your review schedule, and you'll see that the packets are still there. How else do you think you're going to remember outside evidence? All right. So another thing that I want to show you guys before I get into some of these other things real quick is that I've modified a few rubrics in here. I'm going to find the best one for you guys. Here is an at-home planning sheet. All right. I shamelessly stole this from somebody else. This is something that you can print out before you do the exam. So this is something that you could print out at your home when it comes time to doing any DBQ that I assign, that, you know, through AP Classroom, or you practice one that I'm going to be assigning you guys, because we're going to have special review sessions, and I'm going to assign you guys some from here. Okay. So please use this sheet. It's an at-home planning sheet. It should be something very good to use, and it allows you to kind of outline your document out, outline your DBQ out, excuse me, before you even start it. Okay, so this could be a very good and useful thing for us. Let me check back in the chat. Anybody with questions, please just type them in the chat so I can go ahead and do this. Are we allowed to use during the text? I'm assuming you meant test. Yeah, you're allowed to use notes and everything like this, but here's the problem. It's 45 minutes, y'all, and you have to write this DBQ. If you sit there and you have all these notes out, you're going to be sitting there looking through notes, and you are going to run out of time super fast. All right, the biggest thing is, and if you notice when we went, I'll go back into the rubric, and I'll go into the comparison. The biggest part of this is your skills that you take. All the information is in the DBQ document. Look, you can get 3 points, you know, just making sure that you support your argument and you have a good thesis, you have good contextualization. None of this stuff is really going to be coming from notes. That's all coming from you. Analysis and sourcing, that's all coming from you. So really, it's just maybe the evidence beyond the documents and maybe the contextualization that notes can help you with. So keep that in mind when you have stuff around you. Okay. I have this for you guys, so it may be easier for you to organize your writing, because you might want to organize it and then type it into your browser. You know what I mean? It might be useful for you guys. Let me see if you have any questions on there. Okay, so Diego says, now we have less time. How much time should we spend on each section, reading and analyzing the docs and writing the DBQ? So that's something that a few teachers are trying to figure out. I would say that, you know, you probably want to be, you know, reading, analyzing the documents, you know, 10, 15 minutes, another 5 minutes maybe to plan. And then, you know, now you're on that 20-minute, 25-minute mark. You want to spend the rest of it writing it, and then, you know, make sure you have time to upload it at the end. You know, you don't want to run out of time. If you run out of time, that's going to be tough. You know, like it's not going to score you. So the biggest thing is keeping your time. You're going to really want to keep track of that. I'm sure there'll be plenty of ways that when they give you your testing platform, it's going to give you a timer, just like you would in AP Classroom. All right. Yeah, you hear my son. He's got to go pee. If you don't have a webcam, they're not going to make you buy one. I don't know exactly how they're going to approach it. More information will be given to us as we get closer. I promise you, you do know that I give you information as soon as I get it. Okay. Tyran, y'all better stop with that craziness. They're not going to make you buy anything. Chill. All right. Does anybody have any questions about this DBQ at-home planning sheet? Because we're going to be using it in our special help sessions that I'm going to tell you about again. All right, no one is typing into the chat. I'll come back to it when I need to. All right, other things on the website. You'll see that I've got another folder for DBQ skills practice. I will go through this with you guys and through some of these things as we go into more of our help sessions. But basically, these are some things to help you with contextualization, things to help you with breaking down a DBQ prompt. If you look, like, this is one of the things where, you know, again, analyzing the prompt, what exactly do you need to know from this? You'll kind of use this and we'll kind of break down a prompt as we go so we can get good at breaking down prompts altogether. Some of these are contextualization practices where, you know, it's broken down by unit where I'm going to give you a prompt and you're going to try to write contextualization, you know, for that prompt. And we'll work together to try to get good at contextualization because every point matters at this juncture. All right, so that's what's in the DBQ skills practice. Over here is where I'm going to be giving you guys actual DBQs. And as we have more and more skills practice time and special sessions that I'll announce at a later date, you already know that we already are going to have some skills practices now from every Wednesday from 11 to 12 p.m. Every Wednesday, I will have some sort of skills practice or DBQ practice for you guys. And the last 2 weeks before the exam, it'll be a lot of live sessions for you as well. But if you look on here, let's just click on the silver trade one. These are ones that I borrowed from Adamson's Adventure, that website I told you about earlier. You can see I'm giving you just skills practice on it where, you know, you've got the document. And you guys can download all these things still, okay? You know, here is the prompt, and it asks you, you know, hey, what factors contribute to the global silver trade pattern? What can you take from this? What can you take from document 2, document 3, document 4, going 5, 6, 7, and going down? The next part about this document is, you know, using those to answer the prompt. You know, how did you guys group your documents? You know, what documents support the claim? You know, it's going to be useful. And they give you context, the thesis, evidence beyond the documents, HIP sourcing. These are great little outlines that we are going to use. All right, so I'm going to close that out and I'll go check on the questions in the chat. Ethan, I know this might be a bad question, but all the assignments you assigned us at the beginning, are they still due? Ladies and gents, all you got to do is check the paper that I put out there. So I'm going to go over there right now to do that, unless somebody has questions about any of the DBQ stuff that I've been over. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end my sharing real quick. I'm going to stop my share just for a second. And I'm going to go ahead and unmute you guys. Please, if you know you're by the microphone, don't be laughing, giggling, none of that crap, or I'm just going to mute you guys again. Okay, so if you have any questions, let's just unmute everybody. So does anybody have any questions about anything I've gone over thus far with the DBQ exam, the DBQ resources that I gave you, anything like that? If no one starts to speak, then I'm going to assume everybody has it, or they're going to go back and maybe they joined late. And this whole video, I'm recording it. I'm hopefully recording it well. I don't know. We're going to find out. But I will always be available for you guys no matter what to help explain it at a later date if necessary. Or you can even hit me via reminder.
Oh, where could you find the recording? On the website?
Yeah, so right now, after the recording's done, I think I'm going to try to just upload it directly to the website. If I can't upload it directly to the website, I may have to put it in like YouTube or something and then link it to YouTube. I don't know. I will figure it out.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, here we go. I'm seeing some typed in ones. So are we getting AP Classroom DBQs or just like the paper ones? I'm working on that right now, Shri-san. Hi, Luke. I'm going to be changing all the SAQs on, and I'm gonna, you know what? Let me get back to that question, Shri-san, because I'm gonna go ahead and I'll address that when I go forward with all the rest of the DBQs. When I go through and go check out the assignments with you guys. David's asking me, I was in another class, what DBQ is due? Again, nothing is due right now. You have another SAQ due on AP Classroom, but I'll go back through all the information. Okay, I'm gonna unmute. Okay, everybody is still unmuted, so are there any people that need a question answered before I keep going?
Me.
No.
I have a question.
Okay, what's
Okay, so the extra credit, did it already like was due?
Ayola, back up from your microphone a little bit.
Oh. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, was the extra credit already due?
I never said anything about the extra credit already being due. No one's even gotten to the second room, so no.
Oh, gracias.
No problem. Shri-san is asking, when is the SAQ due? Dude, it's on the website. It's on the schedule. Stop. Guys, you guys stop asking me questions that you could answer just by looking a little bit. All right, y'all? Come on now. Okay, if no one else has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody.
Mr. Bathos?
Yes.
So I was in here, so basically we just from now on, well this week, we're going to have the SAQ, but then it's going to be all DBQs?
Basically, there won't, yeah, after this week, this week is SAQs. Next week, we're going to transition to doing all DBQs. Shri-san, the website's not hard to navigate. If you want exam review stuff, go to exam review. If you want to know,
He says exam review.
go to the fourth quarter.
Jesus.
That's not hard, bro.
But like, so what else did you talk about? Like, did you, my friend told me you talked about like the different DBQ, like it changed.
Yes.
And then
I went through all the rubrics. I went through the change from 2019 to 2020. I showed you some of the resources that are already on the exam review site. I just completed those.
Okay.
But I am recording this session. So I'm going to put this session on YouTube. Give me a second, bud. I'll put this session on YouTube and hopefully link it to the website so everybody can see and hear exactly this.
Okay.
All right. Let me go ahead and mute everybody. All right. Everybody is now muted. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again and update you guys on your actual assignments. Again, here's the website. You can see, hey, look, just for those people that are finding it confusing, look, exam review. Look, exam review. All the information you need to know about the exam. Hey, look, all the information about the 2020 exam. Oh, my goodness. All right, I'm done playing with y'all. So going back to the remote fourth quarter where all of your assignments are, because that's what we're in, right? The fourth quarter. So, hey, look, you're in red. All right. By the way, updated schedule is here as well with a big red arrow pointing to it. Here you go. Again, information about the exam right here. And again, this document, look, we are changing. And I will be updating this document, but you still look at it. It's got everything you need. All right. So let's go back over what is actually due for my class. As you can tell, the graded activities for this have not changed for this past week. Your SAQs were still due by 12 noon, which I did, in fact, extend the deadline to about 7 o'clock that night, okay, due to some people, you know, screwing up 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. I don't know how you do that, but hey, 12 noon, you know when that is, y'all. All right, so I will not be extending the deadline again. Your Unit 1 packet is still due May 11th. All right. And here we go. We're on this week right here, April 6th to April 10th. you can see that some of these things did change just to reflect the changes that I made for you guys. All right. So still keep on doing, you know, the Heimler video guides. They're still going to help you because 2 points on this new rubric can be obtained by outside influence. Okay, super easy. All right, so we still need outside knowledge. Okay, you still should be reading the AMSCO, but here, this is something that I want you guys to see. All right, if you want extra practice on DBQs, all right, all of you have this book at home. In addition to the skills practice stuff that I'll be doing, okay, with its contextualization or thesis writing or outlines or there is going to be a DBQ in this book. Now, again, I'll show you. If you have your book with you, you can take it out and follow along with me, okay? Complete the DBQ from period 3, review page 273, let's go to 273, and you'll see there is a DBQ right there. All right, look at that, period 3 DBQ in the review. You guys can, okay, complete this DBQ. All right, you could bring it to one of the review sessions from 11 to 12, you know, via Zoom. Bring it to a review session, okay? And I will go ahead and give you feedback as best I can through Zoom. If more than, I'm hoping a few people actually do it. If you really want to pass this exam, you're going to want to expose yourself to as many DBQs as possible. It's like running a race. It's like training. It's like training anything. The more you can do of DBQs, the more you can practice getting information from the documents and annotating them and, you know, hipping and soaping the documents. That's going to be valuable to you. If you really want college credit, you're going to have to do this DBQ well. All right. So again, there are DBQs in this book. All right. Now, I'm not making you do one every week. This is not a grade. Look, it's under preparation and suggested activities. I'm not forcing you to do this. So don't get too stressed about, oh my God, Mr. Mathos wants us to do 30 things. There is only a maximum of 2 things per week that are due. All right, that's still the same thing. David, I see the chat. You really need to read, brother. You got to pay attention. You haven't paid attention to a darn thing, have you? Come on, man. It's DBQ. It's 1 DBQ. All right. So again, let's take a look at this. April 6th through April 10th. That's this week. You should be working on the SAQ. All right. That's Unit 2 practice. SAQ. It's on the website. It is titled as such, 15-minute time limit, and it's still due April 10th. That's 12 noon. That's this Friday. There is another assignment, though. There is a quiz, okay, on 1200 to 1450. You have a 60-minute time limit to do these questions. Okay, that's due by April 10th, 12 noon. That's the second thing that you'll be doing. Shri-san, I don't know if the quiz is easy or hard. I think most of them are easy, but then you guys tell me they're hard. It's all going to be bringing in information. Okay, I'm trying to make sure you get as much content as possible, so maybe these DBQs become easier as well. Diego, I don't know what the DBQ is going to be like. I shared a couple of thoughts earlier that there will be a couple of different DBQs, I'm pretty sure, for the things. Now, there are a different amount of quiz questions. I think that the AP Classroom one for 1200 to 1450 is 40 questions, just to give you guys a lot. I'm not going to like be super stringent on the grades, okay? I want you guys to be exposed to as much as possible. You'll be able to see your answers as soon as you finish. I think so. Let me see. Diego, again, I don't know how many. They're probably going to have multiple prompts for each time zone, for Eastern, for Central, so I'd say there's I mean, I don't know what the DBQ prompts are going to be. Okay, I think there's going to be a lot of varied range. Okay. Okay. So just to show you again, for the week after next, that's April 3rd to April 17th. Notice there's no DBQ for this week. During that session, I'll be focusing extremely on, skills for that Wednesday session. And look, this is when it switches. April 13th to April 17th is where it switches. We no longer have SAQs on AP Classroom. There will be a DBQ. But again, that doesn't change the amount of graded assignments. You have one grade at the end of this week, and that's the DBQ. Okay? And that's due by 12 noon. Okay? Unit 3 packets, you still should be doing the packets because it helps you get content knowledge. That's a big deal. Right? You need that content knowledge. And then it goes on, keeps on going. You got a DBQ for section 4. Jada, read. Read, read, read. That's next week. Okay. I see a question from somebody else. I am recording this right now. It says it's recording. I'm hoping that it's recording. I will post this video on the website, or I will go ahead and try to directly upload it to the website. Okay. Jada, read. Come on. All right. So those are the assignments. This is the run through still. It hasn't really changed all that much. I will be updating it as it is. Just keep on checking it out. Okay. I promise you, I will not change the week that you're on. I will not change something midweek. So this is what you should be working on this week. All right. And again, this review schedule is posted not only in the remote fourth quarter and all your assignments, it is also posted. It is also posted in the exam review section. All right. So please check the website out. It's got basically everything that you need when you need it. It's just, you guys gotta, look a little bit. It's not that hard. The review schedule is right here. I think my internet is slowing down again. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and that's my song and dance for the day. I'm kind of ran out of time here. Let me go ahead and stop my sharing. Everybody hear me? Okay, Sonny, Tyran, stop spamming chat with dumb stuff. All right. Let me unmute you guys now so I can go ahead and see if anybody has any, where is manage participants?
I would give her a 2 for evidence center. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Okay, everybody is unmuted. So does anybody have any questions about whatever we were just, again, anything from the schedule to the new DBQ rubric? It looks like it's still recording even though it stopped recording at some point. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and
80.
post this.
Oh my.
Remember, guys, we're unmuted, so if you have any questions, just let me know. All right. If no one has any questions, guys, my AP World kids, you guys. So why don't y'all get out of here? It'll be available via
Oh my God.
Yordi, the at-home DBQ worksheet. You can go to the website and go to exam review. It'll be down a little bit past the first part on exam review. It should be pretty easy to find.
Well, it's about that time. So.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody. And let's stop.